I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that religion and spiritual traditions have caused more misery on this planet than anything else. Of course, religion has been turned into dogma. Dogma turns into fixed opinions, and fixed opinions in many instances have turned into wars, religious wars. And spiritual traditions are full of the notion that we are in some way inadequate. So you have to become awakened or enlightened or anything like that. And the Christian religion, of course, is based on the idea that you are a sinner. It's not very nice, is it? And to somehow atone for your sins, you need to act in ways that are wholly unnatural. Maybe chastity. Well, we all know where chastity goes. You only have to have a look at the Roman Catholic Church to find that some, at least, of their priests have turned into child abusers. So this is a source of misery, to be told that you're a sinner and that you have to atone for your sins by acting wholly unnaturally. Even the statement, love your neighbour, is a bit of a, how can I put it, unusual demand. Not least because hate is way more natural than love. In fact, you'd have to investigate what those terms mean, which I'm not going to do here. So this is myth busting. The myths that hold you in some kind of misery. Spiritual people talk about awakening. Anybody who's talking about awakening is a charlatan. Anybody who's talking about enlightenment is a charlatan. They are giving you some idea of some state that is preferable to the state you're in. Well, of course people go seeking after these things because many people are unhappy. So they go searching for enlightenment or awakening. What the hell is that? Well, the gurus would tell you that it's a state where maybe things are not quite so quite so bad. Because on planet Earth, life is fairly tough. You die. People you love will die. You have to strive to maintain your existence. You have to go and do maybe a crappy job you don't want to do. Relationships are always a problem. Health is very often a problem. Life is hard. And so it's understandable in a way that people seek some kind of refuge from that. But that's not the way to go. The way to go is to go into life. It's a whole other story, but you need to stare life in the face with all its horrors and its difficulties. And you'll develop courage. And then you won't need awakening or enlightenment or salvation or any of this nonsense that has plagued humanity for thousands of years and created untold misery. People feeling they can't live up to the ideals that have been presented to them. The bottom line is that we're all the same. The people who put themselves up on a pedestal, the gurus and the priests and so on, are just the same as you and I. Exactly the same. They don't have some special channel to God, don't have some special channel to some wonderful state of consciousness. I mean, if you want a wonderful state of consciousness, take a chemical substance or a mushroom. All it is changing your brain chemistry. Of course, society does the same thing. We are given ideals, success, ambition, striving, all looked upon with admiration. Well, of course they are, because the people who are in power need us to be happy workers or driven workers. You're not going to be driven if you don't have ambition, or bow down before the symbols of success, the likes of Musk or the Amazon guy whose name I can't remember. The reality is that in life that you don't need to look, you can drop all those ideals. They're all bullshit. It's a kind of propaganda to motivate you. If you're going to be wealthy, you'll be wealthy. It's just luck. That's all it is. And just a small amount of common sense to handle the luck if it lands on your table. But you don't need anything special. For goodness sake, don't spend your life striving to become one of the icons, the Elon Musks or whoever of this world. So, we have a world full of people who are pretending they're special. The priests, the gurus, the people who are successful in society. They're all bullshitters. They all, in terms of society, many of these people come from privileged backgrounds. They just happen to be around in the right place at the right time. As I say, you don't need to do anything. Lady Luck may just drop something on your lap that you can use, but then again she may not. You don't control that. There's no benevolent God out there looking after things. The universe is indifferent. It's I suppose you could look at it as a machine that is just unfolding. It's wholly indifferent. It's heartless, as Lao Tzu says in the Tao Te Ching. Heaven and earth are heartless, treating all things as straw dogs. The problem is that we are programmed by our genetics, by our basic drives to survive, and we want to survive in the most powerful way possible. And so we are always looking for pleasure. Spiritual seeking is just pleasure seeking. If I do all this stuff, I'll end up in a happier state. It's just pleasure seeking. You can forget it all. You can forget about awakening and enlightenment. It's just terms used by the spiritual and religious industries to get you panting like a dog, waiting for a treat. The answer to it all is simple, but very difficult. Chop wood, carry water. Just go about your daily business. Forget about all the spiritual and religious bullshit. Forget about the people in society that are making out that they have some special abilities. They don't. They've just been lucky. So chop wood, carry water. The problem is, of course, that now, because we are striving beings, we now think that, chop wood, carry water, which is, a metaphor. Chop wood, carry water is the way to go. And then we make that some kind of gaining idea. The bottom line is, you won't lose your gaining ideas until you have been so disillusioned that you realize there's nothing to gain.